Happy belated New Year's to everyone. This year I started a new YouTube channel where, as you can see, I'm under Guy Buttersnaps. This is a reference to one of my favorite shows, Psych, where Bert and Guster, he has a lot of different names. One of them is like Brutal Guster. One of them is uh, John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. But essentially, I thought it would be catchy to say Guy Buttersnaps. I also am going in at it as a PNGTuber, so you can see the avatar that I made. I'm trying to really go for the MVP, minimum viable product, to really create videos and just get my ideas out there. This is a little bit of an update of what I'm doing this year, which is starting the channel, studying, watching anime, learning, spending time with family, and also trying to focus on my health. As you can see here in the picture, I have an image of myself running, or this is a little bit of my goal, but what I'd like to think I look like when I run. Um, Recently, I just got back from a 4 mile jog, so that was pretty good. 4 miles, 8 minutes apiece. Used to be a little bit more of a runner, but now I'm still have it to some degree. But now that I've gained some weight, it's a little bit more difficult than back then. Um, with that said, I'll continue running at the gym so that I can keep kind of my weight management down and get a little bit more trim. One other thing I'll be working on is using the weights. So I have two sets of weights. I have one which is the power block, which only goes up to, I believe, let me double check it. Yeah, 24 pounds. So if you have this little latch here on the side, this is able to set it to a specific color, and then that will let you lift weights. So you can curl, you can do flies, you can do bench press or open weight bench press, and all these different exercises, provided you have like a bench or, they're just free weights. But this makes it really accessible because instead of having to collect all these different types of weights, so like 3 pounds, 6 pounds, 9 pounds, and essentially all these varieties, what I can do instead is I can just grab that little handle or latch, and then put it into the right color. It doesn't seem like it's stable, but it really is, and I highly recommend power block weights, just because um, it gets inserted into the weight pretty far in, so it's very, very safe. I also looked at a lot of reviews about these weights compared to other weights, and they tend to be the most affordable while also being very safe, and also have a high durability. So if you drop them, there's not a likelihood that you'll damage anything but probably your floor. So with that said, I'll be using these weights to do curls, to do kind of like kind of tricep workouts, to do kind of different arm workouts for the most part. And then I also have another set which is 5 to 50 pounds. Those are a little bit more nicer because it's higher weight that I can work with. So let's say I'm doing the bench, I can have two of them, each set to 50, and I can do kind of bench press with those free weights. However, the downside is it has a latch like this, but it also has these kind of two inserted rods that go into them that are a little bit difficult to take out at times. If you take out both, each rod is like 5 pounds. So if you take out both rods, that's 5 plus 5, that's 10 pounds that gets removed. If you take out only one rod, it only takes out 5 pounds. So then, let's say by default, you take out everything. I think it only weighs 5 pounds. You put in one rod, that's 10 pounds, another rod, that's 15 pounds, and then you can stack weights of tens. Instead of here where it's 3 pounds, it's like 10 pounds that you can add. So what I like to do is I like to use a combination of the both. And then for the 5 to 50, I usually don't mess with any of the rods, just kind of leave them in, and then I just alter it by 10 pounds. So that means I'm usually working with 15, 25, 35, and so forth. Um, or I believe that's the case. So I'll be using these, and you can see once it's inserted, it looks like this, and then I'll be able to do um, a lot of reps. So because this is lower weight, it also makes it easier for me to kind of get a little bit more volume in. So between running and between lifting weights, that's what I'll be working on, and of course also creating content for this channel. One thing that I really wanted to do was set up a PNGTuber, or there's also VTubers, and I'm kind of learning all about this. And that's partly because I think it's nice to have that kind of interaction, but also I kind of don't want to be on camera because I feel like it's a little bit strange for myself. So that's why I'm not on camera. But I'll have a character that is an optimistic version of what I look like. With that said, Thank you so much for watching. I'll be making more videos, trying to do it more consistently, just to see if it's fun, and then what are some things I can learn and talk about. Well, thank you so much. I'll see you soon.